Welcome back to Truth Bomber TV. We're talking about sexual predators today and exactly what happens between the victims and the perpetrators. Sexual issues surface through relationships. So, sexual predators are targeting certain type of people, and those people have the matching soul wounds and unhealed traumas that need to be resolved. So, if you look at the Lifetime Spine set, you can deeply understand the lineage of how this happens. So maybe in a past lifetime, the victim and the victimizer were in a marriage. And at that time, either religious beliefs or their feelings of their own inability to survive without the partner or feeling powerless in themselves kept them locked into these relationships where they were having sex when they didn't want to. So now they still have this dynamic going on that they have to address and heal in order to get rid of those energetic bonds that lock us together with one another. So what happens is they decide to be born into another dysfunctional relationship in order to reflect that. So it could be that the parent-child relationship has these same dynamics within, like a child molester. So it would be carrying these same energetic wounds, even though in the past lifetime these two people might have been married. And this is if you believe in reincarnation. I'm going to put a couple of links below on reincarnation. There's a lot of scientific information about it and the fact that we are reincarnating over and over and over in order to heal and evolve and solve all of our inner trauma and unhealed wounds and different things that we have going on that need to be addressed and solved in order to be our whole, healed, evolved, highest self. And that's what we're doing here on Earth. So the patterns can be broken. And this is the exciting thing about healing is if you choose to take control of your own healing and do your own personal work, you can evolve yourself into new relationships and new dynamics. But it will persist on its own if it's left to itself. You just keep staying in this wheel. Maybe the people change or the partners change, but the same underlying dynamics happen. And if we have a toxic relationship with ourselves, or we have self-abuse partners, we attract people who abuse us, or people who are toxic to us. These people create the suffering we need so that we will finally turn within ourselves and into our inner soul, our inner core, in order to find the truth and find answers because they can't be found outside of us. There's too much pain out there. So if you believe in generational genetics kind of thing, then it happens in this light where one person has an issue. Perhaps they were molested as a little girl or a little boy, and now they've grown up and they're in a relationship where they feel powerless and out of control, but they're still having sex when they don't want to. But it's not daddy anymore, it's the new partner. And so these things continue on and they have children, and the child that they have has to deal with these same issues. That's how we are all reflections for one another. So if one generation heals, it exponentially affects everyone in that generational span set. So our own healing can help everyone around us. And if you want to think about sex trafficking and all the little children of the world that are being sex trafficked, the best thing that you can do for them is to heal your own issues and to start having only sexual relationships that honor, support, and evolve your soul. That is what you can do. So healing the patterns has exponential effects. You can have a huge role in breaking these dysfunctional chains and healing your own sexuality issues as well as stopping this wheel that keeps going around and around and around. So look for what the pain is trying to communicate to you. If you have had an encounter with a sexual predator, ask yourself if you are having sex when you don't want to. What feelings do you have? Or do you hold in a sexual relationship Did they make you feel powerless, out of control, self-hate, self-sabotage? Or do you feel powerful, in control, happiness, bliss, pleasure? Are you able to receive pleasure? These patterns will continue to hold on us over and over and over, and for our children, generations to generations, or lifetimes into the next lifetimes until it is resolved. Once you take back your personal power and control and end all the toxic relationships you have within yourself, then you can mirror a partner who is not toxic to you. Until then, if you have self-abuse patterns or toxic relationship with yourself, then you keep attracting these type of people and going for them. A lot of other healers are talking about these same concepts. One of them that comes to mind right off the bat is Teal Swan. I'll link a video to her YouTube page. She dealt with this whole entire emotional roller coaster and dealt with a lot of abuse in her life and has come through on the other side. And she is talking about these same concepts of healing what is within us already. She was born with these inner wounds, and she is the one that needed to take the power and control back in her own life by turning within and healing herself. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great Wednesday. I know this doesn't fit the typical ideals of what we are taught to believe because they want to keep us held in this sort of suffering. And until we decide to take care of our own healing, we cannot help those around us and we cannot help ourselves. So I hope you will decide to look outside the box and the current thinking and look into new ways of thinking that we all attract back to us exactly what is within us at our core. Thanks for watching. Have a great Wednesday.